Hey, this is Mrs. Wages. I wanted to quickly review with you some of that information that you were just reading. Let's begin with the organization of the body. So the body is organized in specific levels. It all starts with a cell, which is the basic unit of life. Cells combine to form tissues. Tissues combine to form organs. Organs build organ systems like the digestive system, and all the different systems of the body build you, the organism. Now let's examine some of the specific types of tissue that you read about. So here's some duct tape. What type of tissue does this represent, and why do you think so? What does duct tape do? Duct tape is a good representative of connective tissue because it's used to support and connect things together like the connective tissue in the body. Ligaments connect bone to bone to provide support for your joints. Tendons, which are connective tissue, join muscles to bone. How about this bungee cord? What kind of tissue does it represent, and why do you think so? A bungee cord is a good analogy for muscle tissue because bungee cords stretch and contract just the same way your muscles contract and stretch when you move your body. What kind of tissue might this electrical cord represent? And why do you think so? Electrical cord transmits electricity like the nervous tissue transmits impulses throughout the body. What kind of tissue would plastic wrap represent, and why do you think so? Well, plastic wrap covers and protects food, kind of like how epithelial tissue covers internal and external body surfaces. Make sure you know how to pronounce epithelial tissue. Your reading mentioned the word homeostasis, so I want you to consider this scenario and see if you can pick out any areas of this response that look like they might be homeostatic or maintaining homeostasis. While walking along a dusty path, you begin to cough. As you continue your walk, a small insect comes flying towards you. You blink, try to duck, but the insect hits and stings you. The site where you were stung bleeds a bit, but soon scabs over. Can you pick out any of the homeostasis activities that are found in this scenario? Pause the video and think about it. All right, let's begin examining this scenario. Well, if you get dust in your lungs, your body will naturally try to expel it to avoid infection. So coughing would be a homeostatic response. Also, if you blink or duck, that's your body's way of naturally trying to avoid any injuries to your eyes or to your head. So blinking and ducking to avoid the insect would also be homeostatic. And even when the site that you were stung bleeds a bit, but then scabs over, that's a way of maintaining protection to your skin. So scabbing over would also be homeostatic. There's lots of ways that your body is protecting you without you even considering it. So what is homeostasis? How do we define it? Homeostasis is nothing more than maintaining the internal balance of your body or keeping the internal conditions relatively constant even when environment changes. So as things outside of you or even within you change, your body adjusts to maintain internal conditions that are optimal for life. Some obvious examples include when it's cold outside, you shiver. When it's hot outside, you sweat. Both of those examples are trying to maintain the body temperature of 98.6 degrees, which is optimal for human life. I like to think of homeostasis as like walking on a tightrope. As you walk along a tightrope, you're going to be pushed and pulled from one side or another, but you're continually adjusting and balancing to maintain the optimal place to walk along the tightrope. Homeostasis is the same thing. As the environment changes and pulls you and pushes you in different directions, your body tries to adjust if it can to maintain optimal conditions for life. You also read about feedback inhibition. So what is that? Well, feedback inhibition is just another process that helps you maintain homeostasis. So when a stimulus exceeds a certain level or a set point, it then causes a reaction that shuts down activity in order to get back to the set point. And that just means that feedback inhibition is a form of negative feedback. So for example, if you went for a run and your heart rate became very elevated, When you stopped running, your body would do everything it could to bring your heart rate back to normal levels, reducing the activities, bringing everything back down to normal levels. That would be considered a negative feedback or a feedback inhibition type of activity. That's all I have for you right now. At this point, you're going to go back to your worksheet and fill out the remainder of the packet. Have a good day.